Howdy folks, Effing Controller here, back with more Uncharted Waters New Horizons. I finished buying all of the art and I went ahead and sailed up to Lubeck. It's nighttime, but now it's daytime. And now we're going to stop there. And we're going to hopefully get quite a few levels. It appears that way. My god. Look at all the knowledge. Look at all the mentorship. Fantastic. I want to take a gander at Roberto's ship speed real quick. Wait, it's actually easier to look at assigned crew. It's 8, so he's getting better. That needs to be, well, it actually doesn't need to be changed, strictly speaking. But I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyways. Well, he's at an 8. We'll first of all, we'll see if we can even buy the trade good I need to buy here. So let's see if we can do that. Silver is the local specialty. So it is. So it is. Very good. We're going to get this ball rolling now. So I'm going to be selling all of my art. And I'll be making a pretty decent amount of money off of this. Excellent. Okay, so now we're going to get into some of the nitty-gritty about how to really make money in this game. This is going to be a really steady, idiot-proof way to make money, so it's right up my alley. Here's what happens. We, in fact, could... I actually want to test this real quick. Silver is... Let's actually take a look at the market rate, and we can talk a little bit about how these rates work. We've talked about it a little bit, but silver is considered a jewelry item. It's like bullion, I guess, as the way to think of it. Okay, and that's good for me to know. There's some information on that that's valuable. But we talked a little bit before about how prices change in this game. And when you sell a good, it overall decreases the price index for the port for every type of good. But it does it more so for goods within a certain item group. So, for example, if I buy a bunch of silver, it's going to increase the price of gold as well. It's going to increase the price of everything, but it's also going to increase the price of gold, excuse me, by quite a bit more. So then the opposite is true. If I sell a bunch of stuff in this group, it's going to depress the price of this items in this group more so than it's going to depress the price of other goods outside of this group. So we can manipulate that. And we can manipulate that in a way that is going to make us quite a bit of money. It's still something that we have to work at. You know, we have to certainly do a lot of menu inputs. But we're going to do this. Plus there's the fact that I get to negotiate and I have a tax-free permit. I mean, this is a great way to make money, folks. So we're going to load up. Actually kind of low on food. Yikes. But we discovered that I think that if we have 5 of these La Reals filled up with delightful treats, that it seems to work okay. Okay, so again, you have to deal with me buying each individual lot of silver, and it takes a little bit of time. But that's okay. We're gonna get through this. Or will we? I don't know. We're getting there. We're almost done. And silver is a little expensive right now. This might be above where I really want it to be priced. But the point of this route that I'm about to do is not really about the price of silver. It's sort of about the price of silver. It helps to have a good price for silver, but it isn't about the silver. Okay, so now we've loaded up 5 of our La Reals with silver. We're going to resupply the rest. And we're going to head to Madeira. So I was investing in Madeira because it didn't sell the trade good that I'm interested in, which is gold. And I think by now it should be able to. It would be nice. I'm not going to be able to make it there before the end of the month, but might have been prudent to just double check on the way to make sure that it sells gold at this point. It should, though. Gold is actually available in West Africa pretty easily. But I picked Madeira because it's fairly close to Europe. It's not a long trip. I don't have to worry about storms. This is pretty straightforward. I'm learning. Yeah. Bastard. One of these days, your uppance shall come, Kyra Din. Okay, so we're in Madeira. Getting those levels, or a level at least. And it's allied with Turkey, which is advantageous too because we have tax-free permits, so, or a tax-free permit. Okay, Madeira, let's see if you sell what I'm interested in. You do. And you sell it for a pretty decent price, but I can make that price even more decent. General price index is 95%. How much is it for jewelry items? 98%. That means I can get that down even lower. Now, let's actually look again at what we had there. They're not buying silver for very much. We bought some silver for quite a bit less than 176, but again, the point isn't the silver. The silver is a tool more than anything. And the temptation here is to just sell all the silver. You could do that. That's fine. We're not doing that. We're selling it at lots of 50. That just dropped the price by quite a bit. If I do it all at once, I can... wait, did I say 50? It dropped the percentage by 5% or so. I don't really remember, 4 or 5%. If I did it all in one batch, it would drop it by about 5 or 6% again. But if I do it like this, I'm dropping it by 4% or so each time. I'm cratering the price of all jewelry items here in Madeira. And again, my silver is now selling for a loss. That's fine. And now it has bottomed out. So I'm just going to go ahead and sell all the rest of my silver. There's no need to fiddle with it like this. And now I'm going to go back. I'm going to buy. Gold is selling for 350 and I can negotiate that down. You might have noticed how much gold was being bought for in Lubeck. If I can negotiate this down, 280. So the margin on gold is going to be massive. Now it is kind of an open question. I think I can probably... We'll take a look. Once I get that down to 90, that's when I know that I've bottomed it out, but... Okay, now I can just sell the rest. The other thing too is other goods here are extremely cheap. Amber for 149 is really, really valuable. The thing that is the thing that makes this route work is that if you trade goods between two ports and they're not in the same group, you can't do this manipulation as well. And why is that? Well, if I was selling amber in Lubeck, it isn't affecting the price of silver. Or if I had some other good that I bought in Lubeck, like, I don't know, glass beads or something, it eventually will start to cause the route to kind of go out of balance. It's kind of hard to explain, but... Oh, wait, I want to sell silver. But this way, the fluctuations are predictable. I think that I'm just going to sell it all, because that should bring it all the way down. If it doesn't, we'll do it the right way the next time, but... yeah, we're good. So in truth, I don't really need to be buying and selling so much silver at this point. I could probably get away with doing this route with less silver. I'll bear that in mind. It's been a little while since I've done this, so I'm a little bit rusty. That sounds right, that I would have to, that I wouldn't have to load up silver so much. Because again, this is about the gold. And so when I did this on stream, I don't remember if it was Grimmith or who it was, that raised the point that I'm trading gold for gold. I'm buying gold with gold coins. And I think that the explanation is that I'm buying gold bullion with currency. That may not have any real impact, but I don't know. Cool. Alright, so now we have just about finished this up. Delightful. We have 5 La Reals full of gold. And we're about to take it back to Lubeck. And I didn't make note of how much gold I had before I arrived. It was something like, or before I started all this, I think it was around 70 ingots. Which I guess, you know, the fact that the currency is also measured in ingots undoes the explanation that we're trading in bullion because we have ingots already. I don't know. Don't think about it too much, guys. Just stop. Just stop worrying about it. Maybe I'm the only one worried about it. Hey, look who it is. Khairuddin, which is Arabic for save your game. So you might be asking yourself, why Lubeck? There are other ports that sell silver. There aren't very many around Europe that do. The only one I can think of offhand is Genoa. But the reason that you want to do Lubeck is that Genoa is the capital of the Italian nation in this game. And as such, you can't invest in it, and you can't therefore make it whatever nation you are. So you can't make it, I can't make it Turkish. If I was playing as Pietro, it wouldn't be a big deal. I could use Genoa. And it might be a little bit faster than having to sail all the way up here to Lubeck. But since I can invest in Lubeck and make it my nation, I can then use a tax-free permit. And that makes this a little bit more lucrative. It's not a big deal if you do this without the tax permit. It's just, you know, you have to figure in your purchases are going to have that 20% tax. So... here we are in Lubeck. And we bought this for, oh my. So we've already made back the money that we spent. Now silver is the specialty here. What I'm gonna do here is I'm actually gonna drive up the price of jewelry items overall by doing this. I'm gonna buy lots of 50. I'm okay with losing money on my silver transactions because, as you saw, the amount of money that I spend on silver gets paid back many-fold by how much I end up using that silver to depress the price of gold and Madeira and then selling it for a huge profit here. So I'm totally down with getting a little bit ripped off on the silver. My money goes a lot further by spending a little bit on the silver and then having it used to drive up the price of gold. Now let's take a look at the market rate. Because we discovered too that I don't need to load up my ships entirely with silver. 146, so I can buy one more lot of 50, I think, and then I think 150 is the max. So let's do one more. Okay, and that happens sometimes. You see how it says this? When the game can tell that you're manipulating shit, it will stop letting you do that. So if you leave the screen, that's when it happens. I've had that happen before. So now I'm able to sell it for 1606. Now if I go back to buy, I think I'll be able to... Yeah, there you go. Now I think so long as I don't leave this screen... Tell you what, we're gonna make sure that Keith has 50 silver. But I think that the developers were aware that there was maybe a way of making the trade system go a little bit sideways. I wish that there was a display that showed the rate for like your particular type of trade good. I'm gonna go ahead and try selling again and see if I can get the rate that I want. Good lord. And this is all well and good. But La Reals aren't even that big of a ship. I'm gonna go ahead... Well, okay, let's haggle this. I was thinking about the amount of silver that I was actually going to buy. And I might only need 100, but 150 I'm buying just to make things absolutely surefire. Okay, so now we're gonna buy the silver. And I'm going to do this quite a bit, honestly. I'm going to be doing this a lot off screen, trading back and forth between Madeira and Lubeck. And I'll make a ton of money doing this. I want to make some money and then we can do some more fun stuff. This is a really reliable, solid way to make money, as you can tell. And then it opens up some other possibilities for us. But, like I said... These aren't that big of La Reals are not that big, so we can get bigger ships that will allow us to manipulate this route to hilarious extent. It gets kind of gross. Okay, let's buy one more batch of silver. So we now have... Oh, did I just load it up? I loaded it up entirely. I didn't mean to do that. It doesn't matter. So now we have what is that? 328 or no, 3,288,800 gold. We started with about 700,000, so we have almost about increased by about 4.5 times our amount of money just on a single run. That isn't gonna, compound or anything like that. We're just gonna make a flat 300 or 3 million every time we do this, and that's a good argument to get bigger ships because this thing scales more so with actual volume of the trade goods that you have. So we're gonna work on that. Let's maybe save that for the next episode. We're gonna start working on getting bigger ships, and that will require some investment. So I will see you guys next time.